Good YouTube, it's your boy Fonzo. Welcome to another episode of Big Bear Online. If you haven't already, kindly like and subscribe to the channel. As you can see, we've decided to take it outside. It is hot. So yeah, I know it's blazing
Yeah,
right
it's
here.
hot, man.
Yeah, it's blazing. But yeah, guys, I'm here today with my homie, my boy, my brother, Manga. So what's good, man?
Yeah, Fonzo.
Are you
What's
right?
good, man?
No, I'm good, man.
Nah,
I'm
I'm
good.
good, thanks,
Thank you
man.
for coming through in this hot
Thanks for having me, man.
day.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, no, it's a really a pleasure. I think taking into account we've been trying to do this for the longest time.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean? At least now we can, get the ball rolling, see what's up,
Yeah,
at least get this conversation going because that's what it's about.
definitely, definitely.
Guys. And by the way, I'm not wearing these shades because I'm trying to swag out. It's the sun. So, but yeah, man, it's all good in the hood right there. So, how's the day, man? How's things going?
I know things have been relaxed. Hey, load shedding has just been messing up my schedule with
Sure.
so many things. Like I told you, like, hey, my laundry was piling up big time,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
been running out of clothes, and then the food as well. You
Yeah.
want to cook, and then there's also power outages on top of load shedding. So
Yeah.
it's an issue. But usually, at least Sunday is that rest day where you get to relax.
Yeah.
The system, they just give you a little bit of time to get yourself organized, and then Monday
Yeah.
it's back to the inconsistencies.
Yeah, absolutely. That's true. Because now,
Yeah.
if you don't get your life sorted out before Monday, everything
Hey.
subliminally becomes a mess in your head.
Yeah, many
You
things
know?
that you can't plan for.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're like, oh, I've backtracked. I need to catch up on this. Now that takes you another maybe 3 days to
Yeah,
focus
yeah.
on. But
And also mess it up with like your sleep as well, because like maybe you
mm,
get back around maybe like 7-ish or something.
yeah,
You take a shower, you get something quick to eat. There's
yeah.
some stuff you need to take care of, and then boom, load shedding again. Like maybe like from 8 until like half 12 or something.
Oh, okay.
Now you need to wait until like 12 or quarter to 1 because you got things that you really have to do.
Yeah,
You end up
yeah,
sleeping at 2 o'clock. Then
Mm.
I want to go gym in the morning.
yeah.
It's an issue, man.
It's an issue. I struggle to go to gym in the mornings, man. I'm more like afternoon guy, you know.
For me, I feel like I have to do like in the morning, like first thing,
Yeah.
and then I know I've got the rest of the day to
That's
get
the
everything I need to get done.
that's the advantages of going so early. You don't need to worry that at 5 o'clock I need to go into this place.
Yeah, and also it gets very full later on, and
Yeah.
there are people who hog the machines, and
Yeah.
it messes up with your momentum, and like,
Oh.
so it's
Yeah.
also that pressure of trying to get that sweet spot at the gym where it's not too
Mm,
busy. You can get your workout done,
yeah.
maybe like 45 minutes and you're out, or even
Yeah.
an hour, then you're out. But if you go there peak time, you'll be there close to 2 hours, and you're
Uh-huh.
gonna come out feeling like you've done nothing.
That's so true.
Yeah.
That's so true. It becomes so hard, especially when you go to gym during peak hour.
Oof.
It's so hard. I mean, one person is using 4 machines at once, and like
I have seen that
I'm
nonsense.
I'm trying to do a super circuit for what?
And the worst part, they don't want to share. Like
don't wanna
while
share.
they're busy elsewhere, and they're like, "Oh my guy, like while you're down there, let me just do something here." And then when you come back, you find the machine the way you found it. But
let me hold it down at
yeah,
least a little bit, for just for now, so I can just get my workout done and meet my requirements for the day. But
yeah,
you're holding me up. I'm gonna be here an extra hour. I still need to shower, go home, do whatever. Oh, it's crazy, but
yeah. That's
those are the
annoying.
dynamics and that's the thing, the pros and cons of going to gyms and working out in peak
Yeah.
hour. And when it's nice when it's empty, I like
Definitely.
weekend times.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love it because it's empty. You can do whatever you want. Just use any weight, create your own circuits.
Yeah,
with no
yeah.
problems, But it's all good in the hood,
Yeah, definitely.
So what you up to now these days, man?
I just started varsity like last week, so
Mm,
it's still like that first week. It's just easing into things. So
Okay.
yeah, we're still getting started with things.
Yeah. After this is your last year, yeah?
Yeah.
Hey, then we come into graduation. When we'll party at the graduation.
Yeah, definitely,
We
definitely.
won't treat your graduation like a bachelor party. No. We'll behave ourselves. We'll be okay. All right, we'll have a nice time.
Yeah,
But no,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
something
yeah.
to really look forward to.
Definitely.
So what's your
Yeah.
next step from there? What's your plans from after graduation?
In the meantime, I'm also studying online.
Okay.
Doing like a little course in online coaching, online
Okay.
training.
Okay.
So once I get that done, I'll be able to uh, go to the next level basically and get a degree in sports psychology.
Oh, lovely.
Which also will take like a very short time to do that. So once I've got like the collection of those kinds of degrees, then I can at least make my psychology degree count for something in sports.
Yeah.
And then like I like psychology, I like sports, put the two together, then it's gonna be a good time, man.
It's a good, definitely, man. Just have fun with that, and make sure that you get your ducks in a row, because I definitely know that there is a need for sports psychologists.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I shout out to Matchup TV. I was on a sportscast not so long ago. We discussing grassroots, but look out for that one, guys. It was a really nice interview. So I was just talking about my sporting background, my coaching background.
Oh
and certain things. There's advantages and disadvantages in sports.
Yeah, definitely.
As well, and there is a need for systems where they're creating for young people to become coaches. In all sporting codes where it's a professional thing and there's a demand and there's a certain need for it, and networking. But that's entirely different story for a different day.
True.
But yeah, man. But speaking of sports, man, I wanted to touch on the Abromovich issue.
Hey, with Chelsea, man.
Chelsea, man. I'm dampened because now as a Chelsea fan, no, it's rough times, man. You don't know who has it worse between the Ukraine or Chelsea FC. Like it's But so now of course they impose sanctions on Russia because of the war that's happening. And now of course Russian business owners are also affected by this, where they're sanctioned and they're not allowed to operate in any manner maybe within the countries that have posed sanctions on Russia. For example, the UK under Chelsea FC. But it seems that it's being so hard on them because I don't know. He can't. You're like literally. He's in a position where his hands are tied.
Yeah. I'm not even sure exactly what the FA are trying to achieve because basically, just from my basic understanding, is that like they're placing these sanctions because of the ties that Abramovich has with Putin. But if you're looking to take down Chelsea Football Club, I mean, that's not going to have any kind of leverage in getting Putin to want to back down in any way. I mean, Chelsea don't affect Putin's pockets in any way. So the only person who's going to lose out is Chelsea, Abramovich, and the Premier League. They're going to take like a little bit of a hit. But if they feel like they need to do it, then so be it. But it's just going to cause a lot of issues because now there's questions like are the players still going to get paid? And there are a lot of players on high salaries there. So hey,
they also got play. Oh, well, it also depends on the contracts they have with loaned players. Some choose to pay the fee on behalf of the club.
Also
the club that they loan to pay. The club Chelsea sometimes will pay the fee, not the club itself that they're loaning.
So maybe that'll be like the little bit that kind of keeps them afloat for a little bit.
You get, and as well, I mean, it's so harsh in every manner. Only season ticket holders.
What
did they say? They said no merchandise sold.
You
can't buy any shirts, sell any shirts. Damn that, man. The shirts in Randburg. I'm a cop one.
Maybe international sales, they might be able to do something, but their assets and accounts are frozen. So
it's not like Nike's has to remove all the shirts off their Chelsea FC shirts off their what you call it stands. You just gotta sell what you have still. So it really doesn't make sense. On top of he can't even be in the grounds to sell the club. He's intentionally, willingly wants to sell the club. To save him. Because look, man, be honest with you, it's been what? It's been 19 years he's had this club in his hands. 19 years and 19 years of success, man. Start to finish. He's had so much success in the club. It's not like he bought this club and somehow it was some team trying to make it into mid-table. This is a team that's won trophies.
All kinds.
Champions
of the
League,
big ones.
All the big ones,
All of them.
He's put a mark on the European stage for Chelsea FC.
Definitely.
So now, fine, sell the club. But now your hands are tied, you can't even sell the club. So what happens now?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like
stupid.
They're trying, the FA is like they're trying to also prevent Chelsea from being sold. So I don't know how is this situation going to be solved because okay, you don't want Abramovich to own the club, fine, but then you don't want him to sell it either. So it's like, what's supposed to happen here?
What happens? You know, what happens there? Like, are you? What do you expect him to do? What, let the ship, let him drown with the ship?
Because yeah,
It
that's
looks like that's
basically
what they
what it
want.
looks like.
I mean, if there's any way to get rid of a good club, if you can't kill them on the field, kill them politically.
And the thing is,
Like, it's
let's
insane,
just say
man.
worst case scenario, Chelsea Football Club is no more. Like, what's gonna happen to all those players and
I mean, look, man, that club has created jobs for days. We're
yeah,
looking at like this club is so huge where you've got stuff within the club, you've got an extension of other clubs, you've got hubs in different areas of the Europe.
yeah. So it's
It's not.
it's gonna be pretty big
It's gonna be
actually.
pretty a big hit. You
Yeah.
understand? Because there's got scouts as well. Scouts are sent.
Mm.
Yeah, you've got kitchen staff, guys who we go down, we trickle down to
And the
the
academies
the
also.
academies, the kids.
Ish.
What happens a child? Abu, look, Mason Mount was at the club since he was like 6.
Yeah.
What about the young kids want to be inspired like Mason Mounts now? They can't now because they can't do
Mm.
anything.
Yeah.
Now they have to. It's a very big. It's bigger than what we think.
And it also makes you wonder what's gonna happen to Stamford Bridge also.
You get me? You understand? Yes, Stamford. We've been. There was always stories about Chelsea moving stadiums, but geez, not like this. Not like this, man.
Yo.
It's a sad reality we're facing right now as a club.
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't just. I think as long as the players are on the field and doing their thing, they've got a point to prove.
Yeah. Now they have to
Now they have a
more than
point to
ever.
prove. Yeah, now they've got a point to prove because everyone's like literally throwing away the baby with the bathwater and saying, whatever, the club is done, the players are done. No one said the players are done. I
Yeah.
mean, we're playing good games. We're playing good football. So
Yeah.
it doesn't take that away, but it is what it is. We'll just have to sit
Yeah.
and wait and see what happens. And a friend of mine posted in his status, and he makes a very, very valid point. He
Yeah.
said, "Yeah, when they say football and politics don't mix, that's a big lie. That's a
Yeah.
huge cap."
A lot of people have actually been taking that same angle as well and seeing it also is, it just seems like a lot of the times from the European Union, politics is like they look at it from a self-interest point of view. So
Yeah,
if it's
yeah,
beneficial to get politics involved, then they'll rock with it. And then if it's other people's business, it's like
yeah.
take care of your own
Take care of
stuff.
your own stuff.
Yeah,
I
don't bring
can.
it here.
There's many wars that are happening besides this war. It's just happened that this war's taken the main stage.
Yeah.
And I can guarantee you there's many rich people of influence and powerful men out there who invest in these clubs but are also doing things.
Yeah,
But you'll
true.
never see them getting any type of consequences or any kind of pushback.
Yeah, true.
So that's my thing about the inconsistencies of everything that's happening here.
Yeah.
You understand? And if anything, they should have just left every football out of it. But I guess they wanted to be as consistent across the board with everything, to be fair. But it's a at least give the person an opportunity.
Yeah.
Don't be like you can't do this. Give them the opportunity to back up
Okay.
willingly. Abramovich was like, I'm willing to go. I'm willing to sell the club willingly because I've built something.
Yeah, then it's problem solved.
Now they're like, you can't do that either. Okay, okay. Put gasoline in the house and burn it and let me stay there
Once.
once.
It looks like way.
You get me? But anyway, dude, it irritates me. Maybe because I'm just a through and through supporter, bro. It just fumes me, bro. Now
Yeah.
I'm thinking about coming to Arsenal. Jeez,
Hey,
man.
even my team.
It's
Hey.
London, so it's just
Yeah, and it's down the road, so
it's
why
just
not?
down the road, fam. But yeah, no, it is what it is. So,
Yeah.
anyway, apart from the sporting side, I think reason why we also came here, we wanted to speak. We
Yeah.
also have, like I also said, it's more like self growth. We talk about different aspects of life,
Yeah.
some issues that we also talk about either way off camera,
Yeah.
but we might as well also add it to this these here
Yeah, true.
is the role of men in society today.
Yeah.
Where are we going? Are we gaining anything? Are we managing our lifestyles properly? Are we taking up our role as men to be maybe fathers as well?
Mm.
Proper custodians, just in general. So, but as well, our roles being heard or understood.
Oh, there's so much that's going on with men.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot that's going on. So, like in terms of the roles, um, I think we're in the gray area right now, where
Mm,
we're coming out of a period where things used to happen a certain way,
mm-hmm.
and I guess you could say like for the last 50 years plus, we're now trying to move to more egalitarian equality type of
Mm,
system and makeup. And look, every kind of system is going to have its own problems, its ups and downs. But I think where
mm,
we are right now, we're kind of in a gray area where we're trying to see if a mix between the new and the old can work. And we're
mm,
seeing a lot of contradictions and things that don't really match because of like the differences in the value systems, especially. So
mm.
certain things, maybe on a practical level, they might be able to work, but then it's the mindset and the value system that makes it incompatible. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
let's say, for example, you talk about like the whole 50-50 with relationships, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think, well, maybe like both parties have somewhat of an issue with it, right? So maybe
Mm,
like on men's side, the issue that they have is um they're not going to have as much decision making as they would have liked.
sure.
And the other problem on the other side with women is that there are certain decisions that men are expected to be taken care of, but then you kind of can't eat your cake and have it too. Like if he's making this decision, then also that one. So it doesn't make
Mm,
sense to say, okay, this is where your input matters, and then the other half,
it's
it's
invalid in a way.
yeah.
Yeah.
And those things, it's kind of like it's kind of like the scales, you know, like you can't just cut off one side because then it throws everything off balance. And
Yeah.
that's where we are right now, trying to, as we hear here right now, having these discussions, trying to see, okay, this is not working, that's not working.
Yeah.
What are the solutions?
Yeah.
And we're still at a point where we're kind of scratching our heads.
Big time. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it's there's a lot of inconsistencies going on
yeah, yeah,
with
yeah,
regards to that, and you think, all right, we're living in a society where equality is being fought for,
yeah,
certain standards are being fought for, which is it's okay if they, if that needs to be done,
yeah,
but as well, you cannot discard one group of people and expect the rules to apply only to one sort, but you're pushing the narrative that
that everything must be the same.
everything must be the same.
Yeah,
It doesn't really make sense. That's why with progressive movements, I'm concerned because
mm.
it's not all there, to be honest with you.
Yeah, 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 okay.
So there are certain inconsistencies within that range, but
Mm.
I'm not gonna dig deep into that. But it does also raise alarm for questioning. If
Definitely.
you expect this gender to have roles, because sometimes our men roles were there from the time we were born. We understood the role of what.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We've taken roles away, but then
Yeah,
once like the marriage or the relationship takes place, because
yeah,
certain roles and expectations have been kind of left to nobody, there's question marks. Okay,
yeah,
who's supposed to do this? Who's supposed to do that?
yes,
And
yes,
that's when you find that these are the things that lead to a lot of arguments and fights between couples because, you know, people then kind of use their strengths and weaknesses in the wrong way to kind of like divide each other and say, well, I'm good at this and you must do that. But no, I'm also good at that.
yeah.
So it's like, okay, well, we're both good at this and I don't want to do that. You don't want to do that either. So what happens now?
I mean, relationships are not a competition, is it not?
Yeah, and it's unfortunate that they've kind of become that.
Yeah, because you're not understanding each one's role. You
Yeah.
can't have two. You can't have two. You can't have two point guards in the basketball
Yeah,
team.
can't have two captains. There's
You
only
can't have
one
two.
steering wheel in a car.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's no car that says, okay, there's pedals here just in case. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? There's two sets here and a steering wheel just in case you wanna. No, there's one
Mm.
set there. There's one driver at the seat as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But inherently, I mean, but do you reckon that men particularly are understanding their roles to its entirety? Do they, or if that's the right question to put, is do you think we understand fully our
Well, the thing
roles?
is, what are our roles? Because again, um, women have been at the center of the equality movement and saying
Mm.
that, you know, no more, um, no more gender roles, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
And no more black and white. This is how it is for you. This is how it is for me,
Yeah.
etc. So
Yeah.
everything is the same. You and me, there's no difference between the two of us, right?
Yeah.
But once we go out on a date and the check comes, why is it that men get looked at sideways when you say, okay,
Uh,
you pay for your meal, I pay for mine?
straight.
It gets looked at sideways. That's when now
Straight.
women say, well, you asked me out on a date. You're the one who's
Yeah.
supposed to pay.
Yeah.
So like, okay, fine,
Yeah.
we'll go along with that. But
Mm.
the question then is, at what point is the woman now going to start chipping in on dates?
Mm.
And it
Mm.
always goes back down to that thing of, you're the one who wants me, so like, why should I be expected to do anything?
Absolutely.
And then now men say, okay, well, you said we're equal, so where is the balance on
Where's
the
the
other hand?
balance? Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we don't have an answer to that question. You know, it's basically a variation, what I'm just saying now, of the the question that tends to trigger some women. You know, what do you bring to the table?
When some women say, I ask them, why do you do that? If you were a man, why would you put stuff on Instagram which is maybe too seductive and draws a lot of attention to yourself?
Yeah,
I'm just doing it for me. Wrong. There's 100,000 other guys looking at you with a
yeah.
microscope. They're
But you
looking
know,
like with the minute that I drop the ball as a dude, it's open season. But
yeah, and that's also like some of the manipulation tactics I see, because
it is
when
a manipulation
when you
tactic,
see it
yes.
the other way around, where maybe if it's the guy who potentially has like more social media clout, if I could put it to you like that, in a
Yeah.
way. That's when you see, you know, women also start now, oh, who's that leaving comments in your pictures? And she's always liking, and I see she views your stories also. And, oh, why are you doing this and why are you that? I mean,
Yeah.
funny enough, I saw, I forgot on what page it was. It was like a thread of, so a chick who posts something saying, guys, ladies, my man had like X amount of followers when I met him, and now he has this amount of followers, and I'm noticing there's a change in the amount of attention that he gets. What should I do? And then like you scroll to the next replies, you see women saying stuff like, no, let me help you report his page. What's his IG number so that you know
No way, man.
so that he can know his place, type of thing.
Oh,
And I'm like, what is
what? What
that?
does that
Like,
even mean?
but now, like, can you
Like,
imagine if it were the other way around? You know, like there's insecurity,
you're
trust issues,
insecure.
misogyny, and all these sorts of
Yeah,
things.
you're
But now, yeah,
controlling.
controlling and whatever. But then, when it's on the other end of the spectrum, it's women who are protecting their
Yeah,
relationship, and it's like, can't we protect our relationships also? I mean, that's the main thing you want from us, isn't it? Providing and protect.
yeah,
Now, when we want to protect, it's
it's
controlling. But
controlling.
then when we kind of allow it, on the other hand, we're doormats. So it's like, where's the middle ground in that?
Absolutely, that's a bit. It's just confusing as a heck.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
really
yeah.
confusing because where do you draw the line? Because really, it's a lot of women are telling you, oh, there's weirdos out there. There's a
Mm,
gazillion weirdos out there, but you're telling me that all 100 guys that viewed your page, liked your pictures, commented on your picture, which is seductive, are all not creepy. There's a creepy guy there.
yeah,
Guy's
definitely.
lurking. He's heavy. You'll not see him, but he's creepy as hell, and he's there.
Ah, ah.
So that's the thing. That's the dynamic and understanding of where we need to, tip the scale here and say like and balance it out, and it needs to
Yeah.
make sense. Always been, I said, a woman tell you, I do it for myself and my. Oh, okay, all
Yeah.
right. No, and I believe you. you know,
I,
it might sound as yeah, like I said, it might sound controversial as it sounds, but I really I don't buy into that. There's a reason for
yeah.
everyone does something for a reason.
The thing
There's
is,
no
like,
one will ever
the
tell
extra
you.
effort that they put in kind of suggests otherwise. I
Yeah,
mean,
I mean, especially it's tougher. Maybe if she perhaps is dating you and she's
yeah,
doing that still.
yeah.
Like where's the respect factor? Imagine us doing that, bruh.
Yeah, and you
Just
know,
a
like,
thought, man. Just like
I've seen like
imagine.
many posts where the exact same thing on the opposite end gets discussed, and
Yeah,
to me, it's just quite ironic how the same things that the reasons, especially that we wouldn't like it for,
yeah,
women say the exact same thing, but then when you point out how ironic and hypocritical it is, it always gets looked at from, no, but we're women. It's coming from a position of which we care about the relationship. That's all. We're just trying to make sure nothing happens. And it's like, don't you think we're trying to do the same
Same
thing as
thing.
well? So it's another one of those situations where, people are just trying to eat their cake and have it too.
That's as guys, man. We also have to, like I've always said, we have to be also responsible, in terms of, how we pick, how we move around, how we
Yeah.
conduct ourselves. Not just only women who pose, but I know for us it does not seen as much, but still, we need to have a responsibility among ourselves to be, so no one can have that leverage over you.
Yeah, there is that, but I also think sometimes society looks to try and tell men what they should want. So
Yeah, of course.
especially if it's like different to what's what's happening a lot of the days. So let's say, for
Yeah.
example, if a guy says he wants a particular type of woman,
Oh yeah.
the women who don't fit that category will be the first ones to say, well, what's wrong with you? What's wrong
Mm.
with not wanting something else? You should open up, you should be more
To your
open-minded,
options,
etc.
yeah,
But
yeah.
then these will be the same girls on Tinder, no guys under 6 feet tall, and I only want six figures and this and that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then you try and also tell them to be more
He should
open-minded.
drink, but not drink like I do. I
Yeah.
drink a lot.
And then when you also
You're
try
like,
and
he
tell
drinks.
them to be as open-minded as they want us to be,
Yeah,
they'll be the
yeah,
first ones to tell you that they should never settle,
yeah.
and why should I settle when I deserve this and I'm the queen of this and
Absolutely.
etc. Then it's like,
Mm.
well, maybe you're the only one. You're not the only one who also isn't who's looking to settle. Maybe there's other people too
Absolutely, yeah.
who know that what they're capable of getting, so to speak.
Absolutely, because you should never be. You'll be called. I've seen like videos, man,
Yeah.
where women have said to send messages out there on their platforms. If you don't date plus size women or heavy set women, you're fatphobic.
Yeah, yeah. There's also those kind of
This
shaming
type of
tactics
shaming
where
tactics, yeah.
if you don't want me, then you're a discriminating person and we should do
Mm.
something about you.
Imagine you deal with you because you have preference. How dare you
Yeah,
have preference?
yeah, especially one
Yeah,
that's not me.
yeah, whew,
But
yeah.
you can't complain about the preferences I have that you don't fit the category.
That's insane, man.
That's when again you'll see the shaming tactics. Oh, who hurt you? Stop blaming women for your problems.
Yeah,
Stop complaining. Just get on with it and whatever. And
yeah. And take me as I am.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's another one.
Shut up and take me as I am.
Yeah.
No, man. It really does, make sense in that regard, because
Mm,
there are certain women out there that are really, you just by sight, you're like, no way. No way.
mm,
Even by the time they open their mouth and the things that they say,
yeah.
they have absolutely no respect for. They might not even have respect for a general person,
Mm,
and
mm, mm.
then how are they gonna respect you? Yeah, she's attractive. She might be a bad. Ooh, she might be just. Ooh, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's not what I'm looking for.
And that's also the other thing with the whole independence thing
That's
is
mm,
it's not just at first, right? It was that we're celebrating women being self-sufficient,
yeah.
but now it's just gotten to the point where we're celebrating women not even needing men, and not even like need in the sense of depend, but even just to have a desire to want to build anything with a man. So you
Mm,
find like once women like kind of like get to the top of whatever field that they're in and their financial situation is taken care of, they
mm,
almost kind of like, well, I'm fine. Like, what do I need a guy for? And it's like, well, it's not about whether you need a guy. Like, find someone to build a life with. I mean,
yeah,
do
yeah,
you really
yeah.
want to be in a situation where you're raising a kid by yourself? And I mean, fine, you can do that, but then they're gonna go to college and move out and have a
Mm,
life of their own.
yeah.
What's the next chapter after that? You don't want to be in a situation where now you're 50 starting to look out for a husband. It's like, why do you want to wait up until that point?
I mean, really.
Start within your 20s and 30s, and that would be a good time for you. But now when we're saying like, we're celebrating independence and everything like that, sometimes what I've seen is we kind of celebrate having a disdain towards men.
Mm,
The house can be fixed without men. Bills can be paid without men.
mm,
Children can be raised without men. A lot of things can be done without men. And everybody claps at it. But can you imagine if we say the other thing in reverse?
Yeah,
I can get a maid. What do I need a woman for? I
yeah,
can get a chef. What do I need a
yeah,
woman for? I
exactly.
can get a homemaker. What do I need a woman for?
For
I can also get ABC. So you can use that
yeah,
argument on both ends of the spectrum. But
absolutely.
on one side it's celebrating, on the other side the cancel culture will come out for
Will
you.
come out for you because
Yeah.
you'll tell you, I do not need a woman.
Yeah, because we
How
we don't
dare you?
tolerate this misogyny here. Like,
Yeah,
just pipe down on all that talk.
yeah, true. It's true. It's
But it has to
true.
go both ways.
How is it? Because and let's be very blunt here. A lot of this we can see based on the what content we watch, the content that we understand.
Yeah.
It does happen a lot in the Western side of things, and is it coming down to here inherently? Is it something that we're inheriting because of by observation?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
definitely inheriting it, and you see it because a lot of it has to do with like the developed status of a nation. So
Mm,
because America or UK or something is doing something, they're in a better off financial situation than us,
mm,
economically speaking.
mm,
So it always gets labeled to us as being hallmarks of a progressive society. But then
mm.
what we're finding, again, our value systems are different. So you can change the structures, but then the value systems is where the clashes are going to be. And
Yeah, yeah,
what they want and what we want are different things. And that's also, again, how we add even more confusion and drama to our situation.
absolutely. No, sure. So
Yeah.
how can we correct ourselves as men in the societies for us to be on that straight and or that path of progression? Because there's a lot of things we do as men need to take into account and understand.
Yeah.
Itself stuff like and be self-aware
Yeah.
in order for you to be at that point where you can freely move around and be who you are freely and validly, you know what I mean? Not
Yeah.
by
Yeah. Yeah.
validation of any, but just you rightfully so are in that point where you are in your stride. I don't
Um,
know. Are we missing the point? Because remember I told you we spoke on the. I said I think there was one conversation where we spoke about like the simp culture we have. It's here. We do have a lot of the simp
yeah.
culture
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and how men are getting finessed by these lifestyles, spending 80 to 100K on bills at nice spots.
Yeah.
And I'm being extreme here, just for the record. I don't
Yeah.
know how
Yeah.
much
Yeah. Yeah.
people spend on their bills, but they do spend copious amounts based on what we've seen.
Yeah.
Remember that guy was wheezing with the bill he paid?
Exactly. I mean, the guy hadn't even taken care of his rent yet,
Do you
but
know what I mean?
trying to impress strangers.
You get what I'm saying? So that type. I'm not saying that he spent it on the chick, but he spent it knowing that he's got responsibilities. But
Yeah.
us as guys, are we in tune? Are we doing? Because with the arts, it is a culture, man. It's there.
Um, the
If
way that I
that's
see it is that,
yeah.
like, I think the law is playing a role in this, like,
Mm,
because you see the thing is, right, gender equality or feminism, it's a political movement, and I don't think I know of any political movement, and I could be wrong on this, that actually looks to unite people. For
mm.
the most part, politics is always about dividing people. It's us
Yeah.
versus them.
Yeah.
We have our own agenda. They have their own agenda.
Mm-hmm.
So when you like put it in a systematic type of place, men and women are being kind of like divided against each other,
Mm.
and that's why, again, like I'm saying, we see so many things that have that make men kind of like irrelevant to women being celebrated, because it's like you look at like just like basic laws, for example, and how this affects
Yeah.
the behavior that we exhibit towards each other.
Yeah.
So for example, like if you talk about marriage, for example, so to how it used to be, right, the man was earning the income and the woman was staying at home.
Yeah.
If there's a divorce, the man has to pay something to the woman in compensation for her.
Mm.
But that would be like somewhat of an extreme situation, because divorces back then were probably like less than
Yeah.
what less than 10% of the time that were
Yeah.
happening, because
Like one in 10 would get divorced, and
yeah,
then
there
you'd
were
like
legal structures and
yeah.
incentives for both people to want to stay together,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
being divorced was actually more undesirable than actually being together. Now situations have changed where women actually stand to gain more from being divorced than to actually be with you.
Hmm.
So let's say, for example, if you find that women want to now do their own thing and don't want to be under the leadership of a man, they can just file for divorce, no fault divorce,
Mm-hmm.
and take the house, half his money, and keep the kids. And then life goes on. And then now women can now go for other different guys who they actually might want. And this is now where you see
Mm-hmm.
the increase of this phenomenon known as the starter husband, where they look
Mm-hmm.
for that good guy who went to college, he did his thing, get married and have a kid by him,
Mm.
take his money, and then go and marry that guy that you really
You
want.
really want, because now you got the money to go find him.
Yeah, he was just like the financial, what's the word I'm like, stepping stone to the
Yeah,
life that you actually really wanted. And
sure.
that comes down to the system. And you get men who are saying like, this is not right, like we should do something about it. And society just says, oh, just keep
Isn't that
quiet.
equivalent to a guy, if you put it in reverse? It's equivalent to a guy who, what's it called, the so-called potentials.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Isn't
yeah.
it like it's just in reverse? It's the equivalent, because with the potential, he'll struggle with her, and he'll go through the most, not struggle with her, but struggle through
Yeah.
his journey. But when once he makes it, he starts to change his tune and then leave.
Yeah, but that's a possibility. But the thing is, again, like I'm saying,
Mm,
there's a lot for him to lose if he wants to walk out. So that would definitely get him to think twice about that.
I get
That's why
you.
you find, especially in today's times, men are almost never the ones to initiate divorce because there is so much that a guy risks to lose.
Mm,
Whereas for a woman, there's actually somewhat of a lot to gain.
mm,
Because for a woman to even get to the point where she's considering divorce, it most likely means that she's mentally checked out and the love for you is no longer there. So by
mm.
the time the divorce happens, it's not necessarily that she's losing someone that she loves. It's almost like, oh, thank goodness that's over with. Now I can start this new chapter in my life.
Mm.
Whereas for a guy, I mean, let me put it like, if guys had the option of also just upping and leaving, I think divorce would be pretty much the same.
Yeah, it would probably be even.
Yeah, but because men generally have a lot more to lose, they're more prepared to kind of just stay and kind of grind through things
Is
a
it
bit
here?
more.
Is it like that here in SA? Yeah, the divorce rate is initiated by women is more here in South
I'm
Africa,
actually
right?
not sure what the numbers are, but I know it's
It's
definitely not as extreme as you see,
it's not in
like,
yeah, in other
i-
countries.
yeah, like
Uh,
in the West, for example, like there it's like 70 to 80%. Because remember, especially like in South Africa, we have a system where you can kind of like get married under a specific law that you want. So there's like the law of the country, but then there's also customary law. So how do those things also? Sometimes there's even a blend of those
mm,
things. So
mm,
there's a
mm.
lot of variables that come into our situation that isn't as black and white as you find in other countries.
I get you. Yeah, I know, true. It's
Yeah,
always based on, but I think with the legal systems, they are somewhat designed to, you
yeah,
know, benefit the mother of the child,
yeah,
yes,
yeah,
so to
yeah,
speak. So, and it's I'm not saying that it's a beneficial unless I put light into it. It's a tough process.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
not nice to go into a courtroom. I can only imagine. And
Definitely
to go in there
not.
for speeding fines or whatever. Let alone I imagine going for other things, bruh.
Yeah,
You know, but yeah, no, it's a hectic one because it does complicate things. That's a sad truth. It does tend to
definitely.
complicate things in many ways, and I think uh, I don't think it's about this one's always the wrong one. This person, it's always about solutions to these things.
Yeah,
And like you said, here in South Africa, it's not as prominent like in the West,
yeah, 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 yeah.
but some people or some groups or certain individuals will take that route and
Yeah, they
inherit
will.
that type of habit or that
Yeah,
type of
definitely.
direction or decision making
Mm.
just by sheer look at our celebrities, man. You know,
Yep, yep.
very influential people, and people base their life decisions or life choices off those people.
Yeah, and we see how we try and copy it, like with reality
Oh, we
TV
try to
shows all
mimic
the
it.
time,
Yeah.
keeping up with the Joneses and all that sort of stuff, and that also impacts the way that we go about relationships in the wrong
Yeah,
way.
it's a tough one, man. So it really, yeah, man, really speaks volumes. But anyway, man, I'm gonna go to the next thing. We took the scale a little bit,
Yeah, yeah,
change the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
direction rather of this. Dating apps.
Oh, dating apps,
Your
yeah.
thoughts?
You know what? I think maybe in the beginning they were kind of useful, but only for, I guess, more busy, socially awkward, or introverted types of people.
Mm,
Because it kind of made things a little bit easier to put themselves out there
Yeah.
in the dating pool, so to
Yeah.
speak. But as you know, like, things once they catch on, they catch on. Now everybody's doing it. So yeah, man, like one of the problems, like we were discussing this earlier, is that when you see that how many people are actually out there, you kind of don't want to just stick with one.
Mm,
It's almost like if
mm,
you like
mm.
think of like kids, for example. Let's say if the parents go out shopping and they come back home and they bring you a sweet, you're happy because compared to everything else here, there's nothing else. So this is all that you know.
Yeah.
The minute you start taking your kids to the supermarket, all parents will tell you the nightmare that's there. You'll give them, yeah, this is that sweet that you like, but
They're
then
like,
like, oh, hang on,
no,
hold on. What's that over there? And what
what?
about this and that
It's a
and that?
marshmallow there.
And then that's when you see
Yeah,
the
yeah,
tantrums, the
yeah.
tantrums going on.
Oh
So
wow, yeah.
it also uh, has like an extreme effect on the competition for dating because now,
Sure.
as something that's been talked about a lot of the times with guys, is this
Mm.
this whole 80-20 principle where the top 20% of guys are getting access to the 80% of women. And we're now at a point where through dating apps where they actually have the numbers, it's
Mm.
verified in that. This week I saw a clip on one of Steve Harvey's shows
Yeah.
where these two women came on saying, there's no good guys out there. We can't find
Mm,
anything.
mm,
The
mm.
dating pool is so shallow, etc. So what Steve Harvey did was something quite interesting. He took football players, or he took one was a former football player, and the other one was kind of built like one, but it wasn't really. And what he
Yeah.
did is he got them to wear like a little bit of makeup and stuff, and he put nerdy glasses on them,
Oh
and
wow.
he didn't like nerdy them too
Too
much,
much.
but
Yeah.
you can kind of tell like he's kind of square-ish type of
Yeah.
guys,
Yeah.
and they had like I guess maybe just a little bit just above average in terms of their jobs that they do.
Yeah.
And when they went on the dates, the women weren't really impressed. They're like, okay, how much money do you make? What do you do? And all that sort of stuff like that. And then they were actually like being rude
They
a
were very
bit.
monotone with him and just being. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
not interested, not
Yeah.
enthusiastic, and all those sorts of things. And then it goes back to the show, and Steve asked him like, "How do you think the date went?" And yeah, they seemed nice. They were okay. And then before you know it, Steve Harvey tells them what he actually did and how he kind of like set them up. And then
Yeah.
before you know it, those guys they came back, they took out the makeup and everything, and then they see like, oh, and like you see like they have like this embarrassed look like, damn, I didn't get this one right. I didn't call
Yeah.
it right.
Yeah.
Then they find that these guys, high six figure, like one of the guys was earning like 200K and all that sorts of stuff, and the
Yeah.
other guy
Yeah.
was earning like 400,000 a year and all that. And that's when they were like, shh.
You see now.
But now they didn't want to bother to look deeper down because the surface level, it just didn't look
It didn't
interesting.
look interesting at all.
Yeah.
Sure, that's a tough one, man. Yeah, it's a good social experiment. It shows you, speaks volumes, man.
And
You know.
again, it's that hypocrisy because
Yeah,
women will say, if you don't want me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. But you're not willing to go through the same thing with him.
yeah, yeah. And
So you
yeah,
rejected him at his worst. Now that you see what his best is, you're having
yeah,
second thoughts.
yeah.
And now you want him to take you seriously.
And you go on the app and you say, I don't want this, that.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: is that like you don't even like manage or filter down those choices.
Yeah, and it's extreme, man,
It's
because
extreme, man.
I
Yeah,
think less than 15% of the world's population is 6 feet tall. That's including women. So that's 16 or 15. It's even less if you just say it's guys only.
Sure.
So
It's
I don't.
crazy.
So yeah, women just needs to be a bit more realistic in knowing that this whole 6 feet tall thing, you don't just find them out everywhere here.
Yeah, they're not like literally on the tree on the roof chilling.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I mean, even then, he can be 6 feet tall, but then
yeah,
have a lot more undesirable traits, and then what?
exactly. Could be that be a
Yeah,
douchebag or some shit like that. But
yeah,
yeah, no, absolutely. So it's a very tricky one, man, because yeah, I mean, some people have their agendas as to why they have go on to dating apps. Some
yeah.
is just hookup sites, just to hook up.
That's another one
It's
as
fine
well.
if you're a person who hooks up with on dating apps, do you? It's your business,
Mm,
you know. Um, yeah, but however, it does have its pros and cons. But mostly
yeah,
it's shown the cons of
Yeah, to be a lot more, especially long
yeah,
term.
especially long term, man. And I'm not gonna tell people I don't recommend it, but personally, I don't know. I just don't have that within me. I'm not saying I
Yeah,
wouldn't do it. I've been on a dating app before. That's why we
yeah,
can
yeah,
talk
yeah,
about it, dog. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
But at the same time, it's something that it's not really as organic.
yeah, definitely.
I
That,
prefer organic, man. I'm
yeah.
old school like that. So
And also, women have also been complaining that, like, there's no romance. And it's like, how can there be romance on a
on
dating
the
app?
dating app, the dating app is just to connect you to say what type of people are out there.
I mean, on top
But
of that,
now
the
this
main premise of it is I like what I see
see
first.
before I read anything
Yeah, before I even
beyond,
read the bio or
you know?
that introductory message,
Yeah,
I want to like what I see first. Whereas maybe if, let's say, the two of you were colleagues or you went to the same school
yeah,
or same social circle, that repeated interaction that you have with each other gets you to see that, oh, it's actually a cool
cool
person,
person.
like there's more
Yeah,
than what meets the eye.
yeah.
Then you're more prepared to engage with them on that deeper level like that.
Absolutely. I mean, sure, it's only gonna get. I mean, there's so many dating apps, man.
Yeah, it's like they
You
say,
can't
it's,
even
it's
manage
only going to get
anymore.
worse before it gets better.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
But based on that, so in the next, like, what do you see? Like, what do you like in your head
yeah.
see in the next 5 years or 5 years to be realistic? What do you see in terms of the dating markets, the roles? Because remember, this decade has shown us flames.
Yeah.
It's really changed a lot, bro.
I think
Everything is just crimped out of the mud, man.
I think we're gonna go back to how things used to be, but obviously with a little bit more blended with new things. Because
Mm,
when it comes to I think we probably might see an increase in how things used to traditionally be,
yeah,
or like in principle, like proper 50-50.
yeah,
Because when you get guys who try and tell women about, the importance of men's roles, or what happens if this doesn't work, or what happens if there's a fire, what happens if there's a war, what happens that,
yeah.
because those things are very foreign concepts because of how long ago they happened.
Mm,
I guess maybe you could say men's roles in that regard were taken for granted. Oh, please, you guys keep talking about this thing and talking, and then before you know it, COVID comes through and economies are shut down, and especially like in the US in particular, 60% of the losses affected women.
imagine that.
Now, do you see why it's beneficial to now have a partner with you instead of trying to say, I can do it all on my own? Because now when you're by yourself, what are you going to do then?
Yeah, that's why.
That's when now
Yeah.
you could see, okay, maybe let's do something together.
Mm,
It's better to partner up than to try and be a hero and do it all by yourself. Because even guys aren't trying to be heroes and do everything by themselves. We know that we'd like women to be, to have like an important place in our lives. And then
mm.
you bring up the whole war thing again. Like, oh please, what are you talking about? Look now in Ukraine, boom. So now it's like, you see,
What's
we
going
told
on?
you. And now look what's happened. There's no fight for equality there.
No.
Women are happy to take that bus and go home. Like, oh, let
Hey,
the men fight. But
you know.
even then, right, when we talk about equality down, or all spectrums of life, right?
Mm,
When we talk about, like, do women want to do the garbage collecting, the sewerage, the construction,
yeah.
soldiers, and all that sort of stuff? A lot of women would argue just for wanting to be proven right. Not that they really believe, but they just want to win the
The
argument.
argument.
Yeah, women can do it. Okay, fine. There's war in Ukraine. Let's see.
Let's see. Let's go. Let's hit it.
Let's
Let's
see.
you
Put your
just
money where your mouth is. Let's
shoot your
see.
mouth is. That's
Now
why.
they're nowhere to be found. It's like, you see?
Exactly.
So when we say that we provide and protect, please don't take that role for granted, because you never know when your next COVID is going to come through. You
Yeah.
never know when your next Ukraine situation is going to come through.
Hence why I always say is that watch these shows of dystopian worlds.
Yeah, yeah,
Watch
yeah.
Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Watch these shows, guys, because when you look at it and you look at the situation that happens in those series, what if like a world run of zombies, the
Mm,
equality doesn't come anymore. Everyone's
exactly.
looting, getting bottles of water, trying to find a way to survive.
Now all of a sudden,
Survival.
now all of a sudden we're not trying to fight biology. oh, you're the man with big strong muscles, you go fight and hunt and do this.
You go to
Me,
you go to
all
the
of a
nearest store
sudden,
and salvage
women are the
water.
first ones to run to the kitchen. No, me, I'll just cook and clean here and the kids. But it's like, how? I thought that was enslaving to you. Why now you're rushing to the kitchen?
Yeah.
Which one isn't? You see what I mean? So,
It's crazy.
yeah, man, you'd always have situations like
Yeah.
that will kind of like expose the core essence of the
Yeah.
differences between men
Yeah.
and women.
Absolutely.
Sometimes it always has to be like an extreme situation to do that.
And people think, oh, there's no such thing as zombies. Oh, we didn't think that would be anything such as COVID.
Yeah.
So that's to show you flames there.
For all we
'Cause,
kept knowing was just in the movies, like an I Am Legend, you know.
I mean, really. You know?
So, and the next thing you know, it's here.
It's
Lockdown, no one is leaving.
Mm.
Everyone stays.
Indoors and stuff.
Yeah.
It's a crazy one, man. It's a crazy one. But, you know, hopefully we can, hopefully dissect and involve, more individuals to come and have this conversation and hear their thoughts too.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah,
I'd
yeah,
love
yeah,
to,
yeah.
Hashem, I'd love to have her coming through for the podcast as well. And I said to her she should stay and chill and let's hear from a woman's perspective, but she had to leave.
Oh,
But
okay,
yeah,
okay,
no,
okay.
but no, okay, I'll do a session with her as well.
Oh, okay, no,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. But Manga, thank you so much, man.
Hey, Fonzo, man, thanks for having me,
This
man.
is dope. This is dope. Thank you. And as always, bro, like I said, we're always welcome to have these conversations.
Yeah,
Deep
definitely. I
going
wouldn't
more,
mind
and
definitely
then
coming back.
we will definitely, reconvene and stuff like that. Man.
Yeah, yeah.
Guys, thank you in this hot 100-degree weather.
Hey, it's hot.
Hey man, guys, thank you for watching another episode of Bear Cave Sessions, Big Bear Online Podcast. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for your support. And until the next video, I will see you soon.
Peace.
Peace.